Good evening everybody, my name's Cliff and welcome back to my channel. This is Cliff's Dark Gems. And if you're new here, welcome for the first time. And tonight what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be talking about the Read What You Own challenge, and then I'm going to do a Kindle haul. So stay tuned. Okay, first off I want to say that I will be taking part in the Read What You Own challenge, but I'm going to be making some drastic changes to make it a bit more doable for me. Because last year, I kind of failed epically at about 50 books, and I wanted to think about why I failed, because I said to myself, I can do 100 books. I've got plenty of books on my bookshelf that I haven't read, but there are reasons why. And I don't want you to think that this is a rant video. It's not a rant video. I'm just being honest here. And I had to think about, okay, why did I find it so difficult? And I think the whole idea of the Read What You Own challenge is awesome. And I'm going to go into why I'm actually taking part in it, because some of you might think after this, why are you even bothering? But yeah, I think it's circumstantial. Where do you live? And I think, what is your lifestyle? Where I live, we live in a little village, kind of a small town on the coast of South Africa. There are no movie theatres, there are no libraries, there's very, very little going on. We don't go out to eat. I'm not going to go into financial stuff here, but yeah, we don't go out to eat, we don't belong to clubs. We kind of distance ourselves from family, not because we don't love them, but yeah, we want a quiet time on the coast. But when I do go to town, the kind of village, small town kind of environment, the one thing that I love is our second-hand bookshop. And that's really the only attraction for me, besides walking Layla on the beach, playing on the beach with the ball, and walking along the rocks, that kind of thing. The light's doing funny things. I hope the power's not going to go out. But anyway, it's kind of a release. It's a release for me. A lot. It's kind of therapeutic to go to the bookshop and spend a couple of hours there browsing, finding some second-hand titles that I can buy, bring home. So it's difficult, because I don't do a hell of a lot. When I'm at home, I'm with my wife and with Layla. We take walks and we do things like that. But a lot of people do other stuff. They've got other stuff in their lives that can take that feeling away. Otherwise you get cabin fever. And I felt last year I got to 50 books. And on a mental level, it wasn't healthy. On an emotional level. Because another thing is that, the little disposable income I might have, I don't really spend on anything besides books. I don't. Groceries, cost of living, all that stuff. But books is what I spend my money on. We don't buy DVDs because we don't have those shops anymore. We don't go to movies, we don't go eat. So books is where it's at for me. So yeah. Okay, so you might be asking, why the hell am I doing this challenge? If it's so difficult, and it causes me stress. I'll tell you why. Because it comes from a very good place, and it actually is important. And it's the whole idea of reading what you own already, the books that you own. And when you go out and buy new stuff, and you're going to have so many unread books, so it's concentrating on that, not wasting money continuously. And like I said, the act of buying books is therapeutic, but there's so many books back there that I have not read that I want to read, and this gives me an opportunity to do so, and trying to be disciplined in doing that and thinking about that. And I think about the hauls that I've done. Like 2 months ago was my last haul. I think it's the last time I went shopping. And I am going to tell you, my challenge is only really going to start towards the end of November, December, because I need to go to the bookshop again. I need to go buy some more books. And then I will take it seriously. And what am I going to do? I'm going to read 25 books and then give myself permission to buy some more books, physical books, go out and buy some more physical books, and then do 25 again, and so on, and see how that works out for me. And I'm also going to try and read more physical books as opposed to Kindle. Now there's a problem with that, because a lot of newer titles we don't get in South Africa or in the UK, so kind of buying, when I show you these titles that I'm going to talk about now, I'm not going to find them in my second-hand bookshop. So yeah, it's titles that are up to date, I'll buy on my Kindle. So yeah. And finally, in terms of the 25 books that I read, I'm making a big exception with books that I need to read for readathons that I want to take part in. If I do not have a book for that readathon, I will buy it on my Kindle. If I do not have a book for my book club, our book club, Crits from Secret Read, and myself, Fright Club, then I'm going to buy that book, because we put books to the vote every month. If I do not have a book for a group read, I'm part of the 70s horror group read, then I'm going to buy that book. I can't be part of the club. So those are exceptions. And also please take note, as I've said, we've got no library. I can't go get books from the library for free. We don't have a library here. I don't have any box subscriptions. I love watching unboxing videos. And yeah, we don't have anything like that here in South Africa. Perhaps there is something in Cape Town or Johannesburg, but yeah, I'm not a part of anything like that. But yeah, so the only exceptions I have are readathons, book clubs, and stuff like that. So let's see how this goes. I managed for 2 months. I'm happy. 25 books should be okay. Maybe 2.5 months before I do another haul. And then I'll repeat the process, because it is a good challenge. And I'll also try and read more physical books than Kindle books. Although, like I said, most of the stuff I get on my Kindle, yeah, can't find in my shop. Okay, and now onto my Kindle haul. And yeah, this will be my final Kindle haul, but I will buy the books that I need for book clubs, as I've said. First of all, From Below by Darcy Coates. Now, kind of a long time since I've read a really good ocean horror. And for each of these I'm going to talk about what it says on Goodreads, just very briefly, kind of summarize what's said on Goodreads, just get my own input. And first of all, it talks about no light, no air, no escape. Hundreds of feet beneath the ocean surface, a graveyard awaits. So it's apparently about this ship, an unsinkable ship that goes missing. And I think it's 60 odd years later, they find the, what do you call it, the wreck of the ship. And so a dive crew goes down, kind of to explore, and there's something under there waiting for them. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. That is From Below by Darcy Coates. And I haven't read anything by this author, so yeah. Okay, next up we've got Brother by Anaya Olborn, I think. Check up there. And yeah, let's just simply see what it says on Goodreads. A brother. Brother follows a teenager. Brother follows a teenager, determined to break from his family's unconventional and deeply disturbing traditions. And now, in terms of deeply disturbing, what I think they mean is by redneck torture family kind of traditions. Because yeah, it's not really a surprise from everything else I read on Goodreads. Yeah, redneck torture family. And if anyone can tell me the, what do you call it, the movie reference to that, let's see if you know. Redneck torture fan. Okay, next up we have Full Brutal by Christopher Triana. Now I loved Gone to See the Riverman. Oh, and by the way, I've also got on my Kindle the Along the River of Flesh, so I'm going to be reading that as well. And this is about a killer teen cheerleader, kind of a bitch. And yeah, at first she kind of sleeps with her teacher, seduces her teacher so she can ruin his life, and then ruins the lives of everyone around her. And it goes into sabotage, violence, murder and mayhem. So yeah, not a very nice teen. And I think it's going to be a lot of splatterpunk violence here. It is labelled splatterpunk, full brutal. So yeah, go and check your trigger warnings for this one. It's full brutal. Okay, next up we have Katy by Michael McDowell. And yeah, I love Michael McDowell. I loved Elementals and a couple of his other novels as well. He's so underrated. And this one sounds kind of different. Oh, and by the way, most of these that I've purchased on Kindle, with very, very few exceptions, are under $10. I try and aim for like $4. And a lot of the new releases are just so freaking expensive and ridiculous. So I always try to go for the cheap prices. Yeah, okay, I'm cheap, alright. Ever So Nimble. Oh wait, Katy kills for kicks and cash. Ever so nimble at bashing heads with her little hammer. Katy was her parents' joy and certain fortune. As the cellar filled with corpses, the family coffers filled with cash. So yeah, sounds interesting, kind of nasty. Yeah, another nasty teen book. That is Katy. Okay, next up we got another delightful book. If you think the last one sounded a bit messed up, this is The Laws of the Skies. And I've heard, it's by Gregoire Cortez, probably butchered that. And yeah, it sounds seriously messed up and twisted. And I've heard mixed reviews, but I've had my eye on it for a while. And it's 12 6-year-olds and their adult chaperones head into the woods on a camping trip. None of them make it out alive. That's very clear right from the beginning of the book. So you kind of know everyone's going to die. It's how they die. So it's kind of Lord of the Flies with toddlers. Yeah, I don't suppose I have to warn you about trigger warnings for this one. I can only imagine. Child death. But yeah, that is The Laws of the Skies. Okay, next up we got A Headful of Ghosts by Paul Tremblay. Now, judging by the number of reviews on booktube, it might be that I'm the only person alive that has not read this book. Well, on booktube anyway. And to be fair, I think the power's gone out somewhere. Hope you can see me. I'm going to keep talking. I'm not going to stop. But it's a possession story, and I'm not really into exorcisms, into possession, demonic possession. But this book sounds really interesting and kind of unique. But it's back on again. And yeah, so I'm kind of looking forward to it. I think it was Michael Wurtenberg, one of my best booktube buddies. And he also said he's not into those kind of stories, but this was an exception, and he loved it. And I know it's something to do with a kind of a, what is it called? It combines possession, reality TV, because the family's kind of desperate, so they agree for this whole exorcism thing to be made on reality TV, and also very unique perspectives of the story. So I will read it. I'm not sure when I'll get to it, but let me know down in the comments if, yeah, this is one that you think I should read. And that is A Headful of Ghosts. Sorry people, stuff's happening around me. Possession, maybe. It's evil spirits. Turning the lights off. I don't know. Oh, my wife just told me what happened with the light there. Apparently, it's very windy today, and I know we're moving into summer, but it's been stormy today and raining and a little bit colder than 2 days ago where it was sweltering heat. The wind actually blew the door into the light switch and turned the light off. So I was thinking, what the hell's going on? So one light's on, this one went off. So yeah, just an explanation. Okay, so my 7th Kindle purchase was Dead Girl Blues by David Sodergren. Yeah, I'm just going to read what it says on Goodreads. And I love David Sodergren. I've read 4 or 5 of his books, and they've all been 4 or 5 stars. So yeah, when a young woman dies in Willow's arms, it sets in motion a chain of events that will push her to the brink of madness. A mysterious video is the only clue, but as she digs deeper into the murky world of snuff movies, those closest to her start turning up dead. Someone will stop at nothing to silence her. After all, when killing is business, what's one more dead body? Yeah, that sounds awesome. Everything I've read by this author is just brilliant. So yeah, that's Dead Girl Blues by David Sodergren. Okay, next up we have Dweller by Jeff Strand, which is another author I've absolutely loved lately. But most of his books have been more like a combination of horror and humour. Kind of really funny, like Clowns with Spiders, which is brilliant, people. I know some of you disagree with me. It's brilliant. Okay, so Dweller is about a lonely, unhappy teen who befriends a creature, a monster. He meets in the woods, and they become kind of close. So it would be there when he needs someone to talk to. It would also take care of his bully problems because the creature needs to eat. And I suppose it kind of continues as he grows up into an adult. But yeah, it sounds very interesting. I don't really see the humour in this one, but I think this is one of his more popular novels. I don't know if it's a novel or novella, but I'm looking forward to getting to that. So friend, I would have loved to have a creature friend like that when I was younger, and a few people that could have been taken care of. Yeah. Okay, next up we have Fever Dream by George R.R. Martin. Yes, the author of A Song of Ice and Fire. Also wrote a vampire novel. I'm very excited to get to this. And this is a spell-binding tale of a vampire's quest to unite his race with humanity. A riverman's dream of immortality and of the undying legends of the steamboat era and a majestic ancient river, which happens to be the Mississippi River. So yeah, it sounds like a kind of a very interesting tale. I'm someone who writes fantasy. I'm writing a vampire novel. That is Fever Dream. And finally, my 10th Kindle purchase is Cannibal Creator by Chad Lutzke, one of my favourite authors. Normally writes kind of emotional coming-of-age horror. This doesn't sound like that. That's what it says on Goodreads. When a pair of collaborating authors take their families on vacation to Barbados. I've never been to Barbados. I'd love to go to Barbados one day. Their plans turn sour when they find themselves in the midst of a quasi-primitive cannibals. As tensions rise and secrets are revealed, survival isn't the only challenge they face. Yeah. So I'm going to go through everything this guy's written. One of my favourite new authors. And he has written another book that's not like a coming of age. He wrote a splatter western that I really enjoyed. So I'm looking forward to this. Yeah. Okay everyone, so that's my thoughts on the Read What You Own challenge, which I'm doing. And yeah, my Kindle haul. And just be aware that in the next 2 weeks I am going to be doing a book haul. I'm going to try and get to town, get a little bit of therapy and buy some books before I start my challenge. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. Let me know if you read any of the books that I've mentioned below. What are your thoughts on the Read What You Own challenge? Be honest, it's okay. And yeah, until next time, take care of yourselves, keep those pages turning, and cheers.